Today I would like to share with you how I play that classic song, Hard to Handle. My version is loosely based on the Black Crowes version. So, for those of you that are more advanced, what I'm going to do as I play it, you can just watch it, cop it, and go. For those of you that may need a little more assistance, after I play a part, I'll break down what I'm doing. So here's how I play Hard to Handle. Okay, so that takes you through that intro, that little intro lick, which is basically, so with my second finger on the 7th fret of the low E string, giving you the bird there, like Johnny Cash. Then with my first finger on the 6th fret of the A string, you can go, just do 6, 7, 9, or you can slide up, but those are the notes. And then the second part of that riff, you take your first finger at the 7th fret on the A string, and then with your pinky at the 10th fret on the low E, you're going, and ending it there on the 7th fret of the low E. I add a lot of just to kind of, make it different, interesting, whatever. Now that takes you right into the verse riff there. Baby, I am a man on the scene. I can give you what you want, but you gotta come on me. So what I'm doing is basically just off of a B major bar chord there. So with my first finger, primarily hitting that 7th fret on the low E, but it's in the scheme of the chord, it's going to be barred across. With my third finger at the 9th fret on the A string, I put my pinky right behind it on the 9th fret of the D string. And then my second finger is right there on the, the 8th fret of the G string. And then my first finger is barring those last two notes. So the whole thing is based off of that chord. And then basically I'm just doing some fill work. So that little lick there is with my first finger on the 7th fret of the A string. I do a hammer on with my third finger to the 9th fret on the A string. Then with my first finger, I bar the G and the B strings on the 7th fret and give it a little shake there. And then I'll close it with my third finger on the 9th fret of the D string. Now that part is it's the same concept. I take my third finger and I bar the G and the B strings at the 9th fret and do a pull off to the 7th fret with the same two strings. And then again close it with my third finger on the 9th fret of the D string. And then that another little lick I do in there is with my second finger on the 7th fret of the D string. Skipping a string, I use my third finger on the 7th fret of the B string, and I'll do a slide up and back. And with my second finger there, I'm muting the G string, so you don't. So all you're getting is the D string and the B string. that's pretty much the whole verse. And that'll take you to like the little pre-chorus. Doors and things that come by the dozen, that ain't nothing but some loving. So basically all you're doing there is hitting an F sharp power chord. So after you doors and things come by the dozen, that ain't nothing but 10 cent loving. And then basically all I'm doing there is just some hammer and pull off with my first finger at the 2nd fret on the D string, and then using my 3rd finger at the 4th fret on the D string. So you're hitting that chord. Play the B power chord there. Hey, little da 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 da. And then the first time you go through that run, you're gonna go to a D power chord, E, and then close it with the A, E, B. Go through a whole nother verse. Same thing. Yeah, alright, anyway. Get out of that. And then that takes you to the now basically it's just A, E, and B. Back through another verse, you know, go through all that, and then then after that you'll do another chorus, and that'll take you into a lead. All that is just, you know, just kind of noodling around. All I do, you know, in a B minor pentatonic there. I do, you know, try to, whatever the signature, since it kicks off on that. So basically all I'm doing is with my 3rd finger at the 9th fret on the B string, I do a bend. And that, as long as you hit that first, doesn't matter what you do in between, people are going to recognize that, you know, and just think you're doing it. So, you know, and then that'll take you back into the those and things come by the dozen, that ain't nothing but 10 cent loving. Another chorus, and then another lead, you know, do whatever. There, I will show you, there is that on the second half of the second lead, there is kind of a signature lick that I always add, just because, again, it's kind of signature, so you want to add that in. Now, when you're kind of closing out that solo, you have that. So what you're doing is, I believe it's out of the freeze. Yeah. So with your first finger at the 14th fret, it's early yet, come on. I do first finger, B string on the 14th fret, and then do a hammer on to the 15th fret on the B string, and then with my 3rd finger at the 16th fret on the high E string. And that takes you out of the that second lead. But it is kind of, you know, because most people are hip to the Black Crowes version, and that he hits that, and it is pretty signature now to that song. And that's pretty much the whole song, you know, how I play it anyway. So I hope you dig it. I hope that helped you out. And as always, if you do, man, please subscribe.